Hi guys, my name is Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a book haul, but this book haul is from the library. As you can see, my tote is jam-packed. So jam-packed, in fact, that one of the books didn't fit. So it was a good day. It was a very, very, very good day. I did walk into the library for 2 books and I walked out with 6. I will go ahead and get started with the first book that did not fit in my bag. And I am a little disappointed because I just Googled it and it turns out this is the sequel book. This is Ascension by St. Gibson. The first book in this series is actually Evocation. And I have seen it, or I did see this book, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. So I went on Libby really quick and they did actually have the ebook. So I'm going to be reading that. But like I said, I don't know if I'm just going to have to recheck this book out because I did not know. This next book is the one that I initially went to the library for. And that is Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. This book has been talked about so much here on booktube, on book talk, on bookstagram, all the book places. I have read Foster by her and it was so heartbreaking but so good at the same time, and I'm honestly kind of feeling those vibes right now because it is winter. It is 1985 in the small Irish town. During the weeks leading up to Christmas, Bill Furlong, a coal merchant and family man, faces into the busiest season. Early morning, while delivering an order to the local convent, Bill makes a discovery which forces him to confront both his past and complicit silence of a town controlled by the church. This next book is this is the second book that I walked into the library for. So I went for 2. Small Things Like These was the first one, and then this next one was the second book that I wanted to get. And this next book is Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. Yeah, I think this might also take place in winter. I don't know. Utah is not giving us winter vibes. It has snowed like here and there, but it's been hot for the winter. So right now I just want to get all of the winter vibes. In a remote Polish village, Janina devotes the dark winter days to studying astrology, translating the poetry of William Blake, and taking care of the summer homes of wealthy Warsaw residents. Her reputation as a crank and recluse is only amplified by her not-so-secret preference for the company of animals over humans. Then a neighbor, Bigfoot, turns up dead. Soon other bodies are discovered and increasingly strange circumstances. As suspicions mount, Janina inserts herself into the investigation, certain that she knows who done it. If only anyone would pay her mind. A deeply satisfying thriller, a provocative exploration of the murky borderland between sanity and madness, justice and tradition, autonomy and fate. Whom do we deem sane? Who is worthy of a voice? So this just sounded intriguing as well, so I went ahead and picked it up. And then these next books are books that it was just all vibes. I was walking through the library and yeah, there are 2 sections in my library that I like to look at. Actually, there are multiple sections in the library, but these 2 sections are like my top 2. Every time I go to the library, I peruse these aisles. One of them is the book club aisle. Books that our library deems are great for book clubs. They have a lot of them in stock. And again, I like to peruse these books because I have found some really good books in there. And then the other section that I like to peruse is like the voting section. So the librarians, they pick, I guess, books that they like. I'm not exactly sure how these books are picked. I probably should do some research on that. You get from January to the end of March, basically the beginning of April, to cast your vote. You read these books and then you rate them and you put that is technically your vote. And at the end of the quarter, they raffle off prizes. One of them is like a $30 gift card, I believe. I have put in ballots before. I've never been picked, so I don't know exactly what the prices are. And I honestly don't really look that deep into it because every book that I have picked up from that section, it has been good. So again, that's another section I like to go look at and then, you know, see what's there, because chances are it's going to be very good. This next book that I'm about to talk about, I picked it up from the book club section of the library. It says volume 1, so I'm assuming this is another series, and this is the first book, hopefully. And it is a mystery book, and that is, I can't actually say the first word, but Your Employer, by Rupert Holmes. It says, who hasn't wondered what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affliction ceased to exist? At the McMaster's Conservatory, future deletists, it's in quotations, never the word, learn to consummate execution, and actually there's a lot of words I can't pronounce because then I'm going to be censored by YouTube. I'm just going to read the last little paragraph, and it says, called an American treasure by the LA Times, Rupert Holmes brings his wickedly clever storytelling talents to this outrageous and darkly comic mystery set in a secret, idyllic world where students of all ages learn how to do in others as you would like have others do you in. Yeah. I'm trying to get monetized this year, hopefully. So I'm trying to be on good graces with YouTube. So I'll leave the link to the synopsis of this. That way you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourselves. Again, I know nothing of this book and I know nothing about this author. So this is just, I'm going in blindly, but it sounds like it's going to be a good time. And these last two books I picked up in the voting section. This is actually the slip that it comes with. So you have to put in the book title, your rating, and then your name, your phone number, and that's it. So for this one, oh, it actually says right here, it says enter your ballot for a chance to win a $30 gift card. That's all it says. But honestly, that's good enough for me. So the next book is The Garden by Nick Newman. And this one, it says a darkly beautiful, eerie, hypnotic novel about two elderly sisters living alone at the edge of the world. I believe this is a post-apocalyptic, like horror-y book. I'm not sure, but it sounds good. I only read like the top part of it, but I believe this one we follow two sisters. I think it's post-apocalyptic, and they go on about their life, and then all of a sudden they find this guy that's hidden on their property, I believe. And it says, who is he? Where did he come from? And most importantly, what does he want? As suspicions gather and allegiances falter, Evelyn and Lily are forced to confront the dark truth about themselves, the garden, and the world as they've known it. The Garden. And the last book that I picked up is Life Hacks for a Little Alien by Alice Franklin. Again, I know nothing about this book. I actually did just Google this, and I believe it might be young adults. And it says, a charming, witty, and profoundly moving novel about what it feels like growing up neurodivergent. It also says, Life Hacks for a Little Alien is both a coming-of-age adventure and a love letter to language. Alice Franklin will have you swinging from stitches to tears on the uneven path to finding life that fits even when you yourself do not. This just sounds kind of like a very feel-goody book. And again, in winter, I love anything that's going to make me feel my feelings, basically. So yeah, I'm going to be adding these to my TBR, and I'll probably be doing some reading vlogs as well. I'm very much in a reading mood right now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my book haul. I highly recommend you going to your local library and just walking and perusing and see if your library has these sections like mine. Because again, I've never read a book from those sections that has let me down. So I'm excited to read these books. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, your week, and your month. Talk to you guys later. Bye.